Alright, let's look at this inverse secant, finding the exact value of inverse secant. So inverse secant, like its reciprocal, inverse or cosine is the reciprocal of secant. So like inverse cosine, secant is defined between 0 and pi radians. And what we have to understand is this number is the reciprocal of one of these special angles. So 2 over the 2 square root of 3 over 3 is the reciprocal. If I flip this over, I would get the square root of 3 over 2. Right? So if you start off 2 over the square root of 3, and then you multiply top and bottom by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3. And then you end up with 2 square root of 3, and then square root of 3 times itself is 3. So this is the reciprocal of the square root of 3 over 2. So what I do when I'm seeing inverse secant of this, I'm thinking of where is cosine equal to the square root of 3 over 2. And that way it's on the unit circle. Cosine are the x coordinates on the unit circle. And so between 0 and pi radians, where is cosine equal to square root of 3 over 2? And it happens right there at pi over 6. So that's what I'm after here, is the pi over 6. Alright, and then if I want to use my calculator, I have to be careful here, because again there is no inverse secant button on the calculator. So I would need to use inverse cosine and then flip that over. So you can literally flip it over. You just have to, this is where you have to be careful. You're dividing by 2 times the square root of 3. So you do need parentheses. 2 times the square root of 3. Close that off, close that off. Alright, and then first divide. Divide by pi. Change that into a fraction, and then stick the pi back in there. So that's pi over 6.